Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. It is Sunday, July. Yeah, we're in July. August 21st, 7 p.m. Central and all that good time. We are starting Sunday night off with some weird, wacky, strange movie choices. So if you're in the chat, please throw some stuff out at us. But I do have four great guys with me tonight. I'm going to bring them up one by one, let them introduce themselves, promote their channels, and we're going to get into it. So first, the man with the movie plan, Mega Mike the Movie Man. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on this live stream. The movie plan today is to give you guys some awesome, wacky title recommendations that I actually really like watching. So I wanted to give you guys choices. Some of them may be obvious, maybe more modern choices, but I still think they're wacky enough, and I think they're a fun time. If you guys haven't stopped by my channel yet, definitely just search Mega Mike the Movie Man. I do a lot of collection, hauls, unboxings, movie reviews, movie news topics, basically anything surrounding the world of physical media. So definitely stop on by, give us a subscribe, enjoy some videos. But let's go. I'm ready for tonight.
Well, thank you for being here. Again, I do have everybody's links, Instagram, YouTube down below. So check them out if you're not subscribed to them or if you're not following them on Instagram. All these guys have great content. Coming up next, Mr. David, the 4K Lowdown. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, Ryan. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great.
Well, why don't you go ahead and promote yourself? Tell us about your channel.
All right. Shamelessly plug my stuff. Okay. So, guys, I'm David, a.k.a. the 4K Lowdown. I am on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Letterboxd, and TikTok, all under the 4K Lowdown. We do a live stream on Monday nights on Instagram, do a live stream on Tuesday nights on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And then there's unboxings and hauls and all kinds of good stuff. So definitely come and check it out. Like all of these guys, subscribe to all their channels. They are money. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a blast.
Again, thank you for being here. Let's see who we got next. I don't know. I almost didn't recognize this guy at first. He's done something to his face this past week, and I think I know why. That is Mr. Tim from Tim Talks Talkies.
It's a little different.
A little different. Go ahead and blow you up here. Go ahead and go for it, sir.
I actually wrote an intro just for you, Ryan. So my name is Tim, and my channel is Tim Talks Talkies. Over on my channel, it's all about the love of movies. From physical media to movie posters to soundtracks, anything involving movies is my jam. If that interests you, hop on over to my channel and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for having me, Ryan.
That was a good intro, sir. I'm glad you finally wrote one down. Yay. I know everybody gives you crap whenever you come up there. Yay, movies, let's go. But last but not least, Mr. Convicted Cinephile himself, Derek. How are you tonight, sir?
Wait. Oh, I am tired. I don't know why. I didn't do anything today. But yeah, I am Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Thanks for having me, Ryan. I'm honored that you think I am weird. So yeah, I love being that's me. That's my ultimate sideburn look. I used to do at the cabin every year, where I shave this part and this part all the way. So yeah. Anywho, yeah, like all these guys who are all awesome, subscribe to them, subscribe to me. I like to do a little variety of things. I try not to pigeonhole myself. So I'm doing Anthology Horror August right now. I'll probably do something different next month that's honestly segues from this stream, honestly. It kind of worked out that way. And yeah, I've been doing Spirit Halloween trips with the kid because it's like his favorite thing in the world to do. So I've been pumping those out probably more often than you want. Yeah, I like movies, just like what Tim says.
Yay, movies.
Yay, movies.
Yeah, so,
hurrah.
Yeah, so that is a fabulous picture. There we go. You guys shouldn't have gave me pictures.
Not so fabulous picture.
It's okay. So I kind of botched the intro there. So what we're going to do tonight, this was inspired by the battle that me, David, and Beard Four Eisman had on 4KD Ray's channel a couple weeks ago. We talked about a title that was on there that's weird, it's strange, it's wacky, it's not everybody's taste. So I wanted to get these gentlemen together, give us 5 recommendations each of just wacky weird, strange movies that you would suggest somebody watch if they've been off put by hearing that it's wacky, weird, and strange. You guys are going to hate those 3 words by the time we're done with this. But figured we'd put this together. We're going to do roundtable style. We'll go around the horn. Everybody's going to have round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll do some honorable mentions if we got time. First, let's see who is in the chat. We got, of course, Adam, Bearded for Eisman. Glad to be joining this exquisite fine panel for sure. I'm sorry, Adam. I should have thought about you for this. I skipped my mind. I'm sorry. Got to throw out some of my wacky favorites pre-show. Entrails of a Beautiful Woman. Okay.
Meet the Feebles.
Meet the Feebles.
Alive.
And Dead Alive. We got the Ben Buster in the house. You all.
Hey, Ben.
Dilated Entertainment. What's up, fam? What is going on, Dilated? He's probably spinning some records right now. Movie Hunter 2020 is in the house. Hey, everyone, smash that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. Again, their links down below. Follow them. Subscribe to them on YouTube if you don't. Evening, y'all. We got Chandler in the house. Hey, everyone. How's it going? All-Star Cast. We got Mr. Dell in the house. Dell on Movies. What's up, guys? Let's see. The Stupids is on my list. Okay. Stupids. Oh, that's the one that didn't Ken just talk about that once on DVD or something like that?
I think so, yeah. It was Tom Arnold.
So we're going to get into round 1 here in just a sec.
Well, I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm going to get real weird with it.
So I figured we'd get to round 1. Hey, everybody loves It's Always Sunny. So we're going to go to round 1 here. Mega Mike, the Movie Man. Let's see what you got.
All right. So my first choice is going to be a very recent movie, but it is definitely quite wacky, and I can highly recommend it. It's my second favorite movie of the year. Going to have to recommend Everything, Everywhere, All at Once with the awesome slipcover, the googly eyes, if you cannot tell. This movie's super wacky. Looks like a...
Go get mine if you want.
Pick this one as well. But I had to pull it first. I just love this movie so much, but it gets so bizarre. The fight sequences in here are great, but what they fight with is really shocking. You got a fanny pack, you got dildos, you got butt plugs. I mean, it just gets super weird, but the movie does the multiverse better than any other movie out there. You get great sci-fi, comedy, romance, but then at the end of the day, it's a family drama, so it's really good. But once again, they're just bizarre moments. Like you got a raccoon controlling a chef, basically reminiscent of Ratatouille. You get hot dog fingers in there from another universe. It's just so bizarre, googly eyes everywhere. But it's a really, really good movie. And if you have not seen this movie, highly recommend it. Check it out. It's an A24 title, but I think it's an A24 title that's a little bit more watchable for more mainstream audiences. I haven't talked to barely anyone that didn't like this movie. Most people love this movie, so highly recommend it. Check it out. But it is super wacky and bizarre, so maybe it's not for everyone, but I love this movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I've only found 1, maybe 2 people that did not like it, and it surprised me. I know, David, you got it there too.
Yep.
I haven't seen Top Gun yet this year, but hands down so far, all the movies I have watched that came out this year, Everything Everywhere All at Once is my number 1 so far. And you're right, it is completely weird and crazy and wacky.
Yeah, and it only lost out to Top Gun for me. So Top Gun is my first favorite, but this second favorite. But it was close.
It's a great movie. That's a good job pulling that first, because that was going to come up anyway.
I knew it. That's why I had to pull it first. I know it's going to come up.
Was that one of your picks, David, or is that your backup?
Yeah, no, this was going to be my first pick as well.
I'm glad
because this was my wife's pick. When I asked my wife, I says, "What weird, wacky, strange movie did you like?" And she goes, "Since when have I ever used those adjectives to describe a movie?" And I went, "Well, never." Because she doesn't really. She goes. The only one I can think of is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I was like, right. So so this was my first pick as well. It looks to be the first A24 movie to gross 100 million in the box office. So this is amazing, and this was my favorite movie of the year. I did watch Top Gun Maverick more than once in the theater, but this was the biggest surprise for me. It was amazing. It was what Multiverse of Madness should have been.
Yes, I do not disagree with that.
Absolutely agree.
And I think, Tim, you even brought up before, I think if you take out all the fight scenes and you really do, at the core of it, have a family drama movie that's even good on standing on its own.
Yeah, you even take out all that wacky, weird stuff, and it is an excellent drama.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, David, you got
Absolutely.
something else to fill in that number 5 spot?
Oh yeah, I've got stuff. I've got all
All right,
kinds of stuff. Okay, so since my first pick is gone, and I kind of figured that was going to happen, but anyway, my second pick is going to be, it's a really deep cut. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that I hate musicals. I absolutely hate musicals, but there is one that stands above the rest for me, and this. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so my favorite musical and my first wacky, weird, strange recommendation is Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going to go. Okay.
You're gonna pull it,
Yeah, same thing. I was prepping to hold up what I have a musical in my potential pile too.
I have a musical in my pile, and I was starting to think I was going to have to grab it too. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Actually, I have three now that I think about it. Jesus.
Wow.
So, what is Repo about, sir?
So Repo, it basically takes place in the future. It's a sci-fi movie starring Anthony Stewart Head. He played Giles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Alexa Vega stars in it. I can't remember her name, but she's the lead singer of Evanescence. She's in here. And basically, it's about a man who repos organs because they're sold and financed. And when they can't pay their bill, he comes in and takes the organs back and basically kills the guy.
It's Repo Men,
It's
only in opera form.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Repo Man, only it's a musical. And it's weird, very strange, because you've got a holographic duet between a mother and daughter because the mother's already dead. You've got, Anthony Stewart. I mean, it's just, there's music and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it takes place in a really dark dystopian future. So it's like Dark City has that kind of resemblance.
Okay.
But I love it. It's a great story. There's all kinds of crap going on, because if you're going to have a musical, you better distract me with something and make something explode, or give me some, supernatural stuff. But if you give me some sci-fi elements, I can stay and hang with it. So Repo the Genetic Opera, that's my first pick.
All right.
Nice.
Tim, are you going to pull a musical?
Yeah, so I was going to have something different first, but let's go with the musical. And he brought up, Giles. So I'm going to stick in the same train of thought with the Joss Whedon thing, even though I don't care for Joss himself these days. But Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. This is not really talked about or remembered that much anymore. But if you remember during the major writer's strike that happened with television, what over 10 years ago now?
There we go.
This was written and made during that writer's strike because no one had anything to do, essentially. So it was basically Joss and his buddies teaming up together to make this weird, wacky, movie about a evil supervillain who wants to take over the world, but also get the guts to ask out the woman of his dreams. So it's like a love story / supervillain type thing in a musical form. It's a lot of fun. It's weird. Neil Patrick Harris is great. You got Nathan Fillion in there. This is good. And it's not talked about at all anymore.
I've seen that
That's fine. I
once.
forgot about
my
that.
Mega Replay, and I passed on it. No,
That's my second favorite musical, Tim.
I was about ready to hold it up because I was like, "You're gonna have it," and then but
I almost did. I almost pulled that, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna only pull one musical. But I went with one that I didn't think you guys would pick.
All right. So
All right.
good pick so far, Derek. What do you got?
Oh, I have weird stuff. I want to cause like pain that can't be explained while watching films. Like physically ill from what you watched, not because it's gross, but just because you don't know what you watched. That's what interests me. So this is the weirdest movie I could think of, and I bought it just to have a physical copy of it for this because it's the weirdest thing ever. It's a shot on VHS Canadian independent film. I'll read the synopsis here. In 1989, oh wait, no, that's not the synopsis. Whatever. Whatever. I looked it up. I forgot. Anyways, it's basically a really bad ripoff of Evil Dead that involves an impotent man selling his soul to the devil to have children who end up being monsters, and it gives birth to things. So if you haven't seen Things, look at that guy's mustache. Do yourself a favor. You can get this DVD still. Like I said, I just bought it. It was like $13. This is the most awkward, strange, hard to get through thing you'll ever watch in your life, probably. But you'll be a stronger person because you did it. And I can say I did that one. So I recommend it. You just want to see, like, what's the weirdest, stupidest thing anyone's ever made? Things is the correct answer to that question. So I had to do that as number one because I thought maybe someone would pick that.
I've never heard of that, so I couldn't even remotely pick that.
Oh, it's great. By great, I mean it's so bad. Yeah.
all great picks so far. So my round one. This is the movie that sparked the idea for this live stream, and that would be Southland Tales. This is the follow-up of Richard Kelly's Donnie Darko. And it's basically amnesiac sports guy, a cop, and a porn star in a dystopian California future intertwine their fates together. It's 2 hours and 25 minutes of just complete weird, wacky, strange going-ons. You're either going to love or hate this, but I highly recommend everybody at least watch Southland Tales one time in their life. It's an experience. You're either going to have revelations or you're going to be like, God damn it, Ryan, why did you suggest that? It's stupid. So Southland Tales is my number one pick.
David, I didn't pick it because I knew you would have it in yours.
And I didn't do this first because I knew Ryan was going to do it.
It's such a good movie.
This was the one that spurned this whole thing. When Ryan and I got to talking about this movie when we did our collection battle, and we were like, man, weird movie, but this is so good. And it is. It's full of, it was before Dwayne Johnson hit big. It was full of has-beens and almosts as far as stars go. Christopher Lambert's in it, John Lovitz. It's got this huge cast.
Before he was really that much.
Justin Timberlake, there's a musical number in it. Justin Timberlake mans kind of a lifeguard tower, only he shoots people that are messing up and kills them.
Yes.
So this is how this is. But there's some really cool stuff in here. But it's weird. It is way out there.
All right. My recommendation is My Grandfather is a Vampire. Definitely weird. I've not heard that one. Now, I know we were talking some A24 movies. Killing of a Sacred Deer is my recommendation. That is a messed up movie.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, we got Anthony's Horror and More in the chat. Hey, guys. Hey, how is it going, Anthony? So far, Everything Everywhere is my number one of 2022. I have a feeling when I do finally watch Top Gun, I'm really going to love it. And I know how I'm going to feel about it because I remember watching Top Gun in the theaters when it came out. I love that movie, so it's going to be a big nostalgia kick, but I still think just from a purely entertainment standpoint, Everything Everywhere is going to be still my number one.
It's so weird because both movies I feel pulled off different things incredibly well. Like Top Gun pulled off the practical effects big blockbuster movie better than I've seen in a ridiculously long time. I feel Everything Everywhere pulled off the emotional, heart-touching story a little bit better. Top Gun was great, but story-wise, Everything Everywhere takes the cake on that. So they're both good in their own way.
Yeah, for the movies they were going for, I felt like they pulled them off pretty close to perfection. Like they nailed what they were going for with both movies.
Yep.
Yeah, the first hour of that movie felt pretty long. It honestly did. But I mean, they did a huge amount of setup, and I think the payoff was well worth it. And honestly, when they ended the movie the first time, I was very pissed. Like I was like, no, we can't just do this.
Oh, that was great.
My recommendation is Running Scared with Paul Walker. I still have yet to see that. I've
That's
seen the
a good one. I
original,
like
but
that.
I've never
Yeah.
seen the remake.
Yeah, that's good. That's like 8mm
Okay.
level.
Running
I mean,
Scared was
really,
great.
really disturbing.
Yeah,
I
rewarding
like
at the end.
Paul
Yeah,
Walker.
Yeah. I liked him in The
Man.
Hours. That was one that was a big surprise for me. And it was just really him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Never
Oh,
seen
well,
Everything Everywhere
seen
all
a
at once,
different-
Ben. You need to change that.
Yeah.
It's good.
John
Yeah, I
Waters.
blind bought it just because everyone loved it so much. I liked it a lot.
Do we have any John Waters in anybody's picks tonight?
None in mine.
I don't own any Gun Waters.
I do not either. Ben, I don't think you want to cry because of 2 rocks. That was a little emotional. Sir. Repo was a great pull. Sounds like a weird plan. It came out before Repo Men, and it's much more entertaining. Yeah, I've passed on it just because it was a musical, so I guess it is something I need to check out. Paul Sorvino sings.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't realize it was the same story as Repo Man. I haven't seen either.
Yeah,
so.
it's very similar.
Yeah.
Only it plays like a tragedy. Like he's just so broken up that he has to do this.
Oh, sure.
But
That mustache on things will haunt me until my last day. Thing sounds crazy. I got to see it. That's why we're here. We're giving suggestions, hopefully, of things people have not seen.
$13.99.
Ryan, you got a
Send me
nice
a
panel, dude. My panel is nice, Cal. Thank you for being here. Killer Cal. Hello, everyone in the chat. It's Meth the Cow. Everybody saying hi to Cal. Yeah, Mr. Wake and Bake.
Like,
Be warned, Running Scared has child porno scene. Really? The new
Like
one
I
or the
said,
old
that's
one? I don't
kinda-
remember.
yeah, the one with Paul Walker. That's
Okay, I did not know that. So we're going to get in round 2 here in just a second. So
Oh, this shit's about to get weird.
we're going to go into round 2. So Mr. Mike, why don't you start us off with round 2?
Yes, so this is going to be an RLJE title, so I wasn't expecting too much out of it, but I just watched it again last night, and it's an amazing title. So Psycho Gorman, or PG for short, is a great movie, but you know it's going to be wacky with the description at the bottom. A heartwarming and heartbreaking family classic. While this movie is very bizarre, it kind of feels almost like a made-for-TV movie, like a Disney Channel movie, because it's kind of like Power Rangers, but then it gets super gory and graphic, and you're like, wait, this isn't a family movie, even though it kind of plays like a family movie. So it's really weird and bizarre, but it's great. Basically, these kids get a magical gem to control PG, Psycho Gorman, that's what they call him. And the kid actress in this movie is hilarious. She's just super funny. But once again, it's just so weird because it's like you're watching kind of like a Power Ranger movie, but then it's like horrific blood and gore and just things exploding. And just the transformation some characters go through, it's like super weird and bizarre. And like even the ending scene, you think they're going to have like just a fight throwdown, but they're like, no, the kids come up with the idea, let's play crazy ball first. And they're just doing this weird, wacky game that makes no sense at all. And then it gets back to blood and gore. So to me, it's really watchable, though. I can rewatch this one all the time. Really fun, really enjoyable. So I don't know if anybody hasn't seen this one. I feel like a lot of people may have seen this one, but if you haven't, it's really, really good. Very entertaining, but really wacky. Maybe not what you expect. But yeah, it's great. Like just even the back of it too has another good description there. Hilarious and absurd, the kind of genre cinema we dream of. So yeah, there's some fun stuff in here.
That's
I
a cool
recommend it.
Yeah, I need to
I
grab
have
that.
not
Still haven't
seen
seen
that
it, but I've heard nothing but interesting things.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Is it on
watch it.
Shudder?
So good.
All the
All
movies
right.
are on Shudder.
Did you have that pick, David? Did he take your other pick?
Nope.
Well,
Did not
what you
pick.
got for round two?
I have seen that. So, but yeah, it didn't make my stack. I ended up eliminating that one. But I did go with another. I'm just going to call it a horror movie. I tried to get at least one from every genre, and my horror movie pick is from 2008. I just want to double check that. 2006. Sorry. So 2006, and it is a story. So picture if the serial killer franchises that are out there, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. What if they were actually real in this universe? And there's a person who is deciding that he wants to be just like them. So he's got to follow the steps to become that serial killer. And he has a documentary crew follow him on this journey. So my second pick for Wacky, Weird, and Strange, and I'm going to call this weird, is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Nice.
It starts off in documentary form, and this guy looks like Spencer from iCarly, trying to be a serial killer, but he's a goofball, and he just acts out certain things. And there's certain things that you get from serial killer, from slasher movies, that you get that in this movie where they talk about you have to get these steps done, like being able to have really good cardio so you can look like you're just walking after him, but you're not breathing hard, but you're actually chasing them down, things like that. Then it goes from being just a regular documentary where it's kind of goofy to a full-on slasher movie. And then a really good twist at the end.
That sounds pretty cool. I never heard of that before.
And if you once you get through it, watch the end credits. Do not fast forward it. Don't stop it. Watch the credits all the way through. You will like it. So
Good
this
to
is
know.
my number 2. Not
Is
just
that
because
still-
it's crap.
I have that.
Is that still easy to get? Do you
Yeah,
know?
it's pretty easy to get.
Okay, cool. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I have the Scream Factory one, but I haven't watched it yet. But I have it as
You-
haven't gotten around to it.
You sold me on the. Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. You sold me, so I'm definitely gonna pick that up.
So it says it says on the cover, it says Freddy, Jason, Michael, we all have someone to look up to.
Nice.
Yeah, sure, that's
All
one.
right.
All right, Tim, what you got for round 3?
Okay, so round 3 already. Wow.
Yeah, we just skipped
I think
round
it's round
2
two.
altogether.
But
Round
Yeah.
2, I'm
You're
sorry.
the third person of round 2.
1, 2, 5.
Okay, so I don't know how many people in here have a documentary. I do. I don't know how many people have seen this, but this 100% fits into the whole idea of this stream. I don't know if anyone knew there was a competitive tickling underworld out there.
Oh,
And there was a documentary about it. But what is absolutely bonkers about this is it starts out about the journalist trying to cover the whole idea of there being an underground competitive tickling ring, but it delves into like mafia-backed crime behind it. It's so weird. It's hard to even describe. It starts off as basically you'd think of it like a BuzzFeed video, and then it turns into something completely different where you're watching like this like crime thriller going on. It's wild. Like I didn't even know if I could sell this enough. Honest to God, it is excellent. Definitely check this out. Like I said, there was a competitive tickling out there, and what does it say? Let me read this real quick, just because this will work better. After stumbling upon a bizarre competitive endurance tickling video online, wherein young men are paid to be tied up and tickled, reporter David Ferrier reaches out to request a story from the company. but the reply he receives is shocking request from the company. But the reply he receives, I read the same thing twice. But the reply he receives, the sender mocks Ferrier's sexual orientation and threatens extreme legal action should he dig any deeper. So, like any good journalist confronted by a big bully, he does the exact opposite and digs deeper. He travels to hidden tickling facilities in Los Angeles and uncovers a vast empire known for harassing and harming the lives of those who protest their involvement in these films. The more he investigates, the stranger it gets, discovering secret identities and criminal activity. With humor and determination, Ferrier and the co-director summon up every resource available to get to the bottom of this tickling wormhole. It's crazy. Seriously, you'll see no documentary like it. I highly recommend this.
When you said you had a documentary in it, I was not expecting a tickling one, especially when it gets into mafia territory.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
All right, Derek, can you get past the tickling and see what you got there?
Yes, I'm very. I just wanted to show off since I haven't watched it, like you were saying,
that's nice.
Behind the Mask Screen Collector's Edition. Like I've had it for like 2 or 3 years, and I still haven't watched it yet. But maybe I will next once Anthology Horror Movie August is over. But I thought I'd show that off. Maybe I'll pick a movie that's actually good. Yeah, let's do this one. I saw people in the comments talking about Peter Jackson movies from back when he made good movies. So I thought I would show off my favorite of his older movies. And that is his first film, Bad Taste. One of the very few DVDs I kept after I purged them. Yeah, this is it's a lenticular where he flicks you off. But essentially, these aliens invade because they run a fast food restaurant, in another world, and they use human flesh as the next big thing. And Peter Jackson is in it. There he is with a knife in his neck. He plays 2 roles, one of which is named Derek, so I always enjoy that. But yeah, the first time I saw this, I was like, this movie's really stupid, and I don't like it. And then I watched it probably 7 or 8 more times. It's a cool set. But yeah, I just fell in love with this movie. I honestly like this more than Dead Alive, which is usually saying something for any Peter Jackson fan. So I recommend Bad Taste if you haven't seen it. I think this is rumored for 4K along with most of his other earlier movies. So I am very excited for that. Great movie.
Yeah, I think he got looked into the They May Not Grow Old, and then after he was getting done with that, he was supposed to start on all of his stuff. So that'd be nice.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, that's the purpose.
That's why we're here, right?
Yes, that is why we're here. Weird, wacky, and strange movie titles. And mine is a little weird, it's a little wacky, and it's a little strange. And that is House. Mizuguchi, whoever it is. Anyway, it's House, Criterion Collection. Basically, it's about a Japanese girl and her friends that go to stay with her ailing aunt, and the house is haunted. People get eaten by a piano. There's a head in a well, and all sorts of crazy stuff happens. And I recommend this anytime anybody asks for a Criterion recommendation. If you want to watch some crazy, weird Japanese horror movie, House is the way to go. That's my pick.
That's cool. There was a video store near like the Philly area that I went to. They were called I think they were Viva Video was their name, but they were closing anyway. But I'm talking with the owner that's actually where I purchased Tickled from in his closeout. But he actually had a signed original one sheet of that on the wall, signed by the director and everyone involved. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, is that for sale? He's like, nah, that's coming with me.
Yeah, I don't blame him on that. All right, let's go over to the chat real quick. Let's see where we at. Be nice if I could keep my place here. There we go. Round 2 would be Vampire's Kiss. Vampire's Kiss is a good choice.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
He's a clip for every movie ever made.
No, I went through and pulled one or two. Now, Vampire's Kiss, I rewatched that for the first time last week, and I've seen it when it first came out, and it still holds up as just crazy Nick Cage. It's still an overall good movie too. And I didn't remember as much nudity that's in it that was in it. I looked at Psycho Gorman slip every time I went to Walmart, but I never picked it up. I thought about picking that up because I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
Adam, I might if the demand is great enough, I might do another one of these. I'll put you on there, sir. I promise. Great pick, Dave.
We have enough backups, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go again.
I need to pick up my Isla She-Wolf of the SS Lou. Okay. I definitely want to do this every again topic. Oh, it was Dell. I thought that was Adam again. I definitely want in if you ever do this topic again, Ryan, please.
You got to let Mandy do a second one.
Yes. Could be a recommend topic in general. Yes. I definitely be in number 2 of these great picks. I've already got 3 people lined up for it, so I guess. Oh, Holland, it's okay. Competitive tickling. Wow. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I've never actually seen anybody suggest it.
I think so. When people just think it's a documentary about competitive tickling, it might put them off. But the fact that it like legitimately then dives into like a criminal underworld, it becomes a whole different documentary. It's freaking crazy.
Let's see. Anthony's Horror More. My second pick would be The Wolf of Snow Hollow. That's a good werewolf movie.
I'm not going to pick it now.
Ish.
You've got it with Slip too. That Slip is nice.
That's a nice slip.
It's a good movie. It really is.
It is. It's good.
Imagine a Blu-ray transfer of a tickling movie. At Anthony's Horror and More, I was going to watch that. Recommend. Yeah, I think Tim seconds is to Wolf of Snow Hollow. I would highly recommend that movie. It's pretty good.
Yes.
And I don't do horror.
The tone is it's a offbeat, weird tone to it, which is what makes it really shine. Jim Cummings is he's good at that type of character.
Hey, Basement Blues in the house, Mr. Tony.
What's up,
He
Tony?
probably just got back from like a 15-mile hike out in the mountains.
Nice.
Hollow Notes, yeah, I really enjoyed Wolf of Snow Hollow. Picture the movie Fargo mixed with a werewolf movie. It's got dry and quirky sense of humor. Fully agree.
Yeah.
Everybody saying hi to Tony. If that bad taste slip is not OOP, I want it. I'm pretty sure
It's not a slip. It's a particular digibook. But yes, it's very out of print. It's an Anchor Bay DVD. So
very, very out of
she's
print.
old. She's
Check with Adam. He may have 5 of them in his closet.
right. Yeah.
My second pick is After School, starring Ezra Miller. Okay, Ezra Miller. More weird than you can ever imagine. I think the only thing I've ever seen him in was Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Mm-hmm.
I've never watched any of the DC
He's
stuff
great
he's been in.
The one with Tilda Swinton. We need to talk about Kevin.
Oh, that
movie's very good and very disturbing.
it's very hard to
just
get
picked
through.
that up.
Yeah,
I just picked that up. I've
It's a good movie.
been wanting to watch that for a while.
yeah, it is
holding
very
off on
good, but
House.
it is very hard to. It's very hard to finish.
I don't know if any of y'all have watched House before, but it's just a crazy, weird Japanese horror movie. It's got a bunch of practical effects in it. It's crazy, and it's a bunch of happy-go-lucky Chinese or Japanese girls like being murdered. It's funny. It's weird.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed House. Very strange, and it fits. Third pick, Jack and Jill star Jared.
Yeah.
Jared Fogle. Round 3, go to Street Trash. I've heard of Street Trash. I don't think I've seen it though. Speaking of round 3, I guess we don't have to skip round 3, but we'll go ahead and start on round 3 here. I don't have anything. I don't have a clip to start round.
Well, I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
That's still one of my favorite things. All right, round 3. Let's see what you got, Mega Mike.
All right, so I'm going to go with another kind of modern, recent pick here, but let's go with Sorry to Bother You.
Oh, nice.
So this movie kind of starts off straightforward enough. I think it's going to be like a telemarketing movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm with this movie. And you start seeing some weird images pop up on different signs, the different earrings the girl's wearing in there, and just weird things start to come up. But then like 2/3 throughout the movie, once it gets to the last third, it gets really weird. It starts getting into some sci-fi fantasy elements. you find out this corporation is turning people into like humanoid horse characters. You start seeing horse junk. I mean, it just gets really weird in the last third of the movie. And then these these horse characters start to create this rebellion against these corporations. So there's a lot of social commentary in there about like how corporations treat people. So it definitely makes a lot more sense on a second watch through. But the first time you're watching it, once it gets to that last third and you start seeing those horse humanoid things, you're like, what the heck is going on in this movie? It just completely changes and gets really weird. And you're like, what am I watching here? This is not the movie I expected. And especially if you watch the trailer first, like none of that weird junk is in the trailer. You're like, oh, this is probably going to be like a comedy of some sort, but no, it just gets super weird and bizarre. But pretty decent watch.
What's it say? What on acid? The first
Oh,
quote
yeah.
on the front
It
says
says a Get Out on acid, and I would
Okay.
definitely agree with that. Yeah, brilliant, outrageous, wildly original. I mean, all those quotes on the front just really say it. Yeah, it's super not what you're gonna expect. Like even when it starts off on the back there, like it says, like expect the unexpected, and yeah, go into this movie not with no expectations,
Uh-oh.
and you're just gonna be shocked. It's weird.
What did you leave out about the horses?
I don't think did I leave out anything? Well, that's good if I did. Then maybe there'll be a surprise in there. I thought I spoiled it for everybody, but maybe I left out stuff.
So
He said,
horse junk, yeah. Now I've seen that out before, and I've passed over it just because I really thought it was just some like second-rate comedy. Now that just completely perked my interest.
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
what I thought it was going to be, because that's what the trailers made it seem like. Oh, this is going to be like kind of a quirky comedy. Kind of starts off that way, but then completely 360 change. It's just, yeah, it gets super weird.
Hey, David, does your next pick have any horse junk in it?
No horse junk in any of my picks. Not that I wouldn't find that weird, but
I mean, I hope everybody would find that weird.
nothing weird about this, John. It's a natural, beautiful thing.
my third pick though is a trip, so I went full on sci-fi with my third pick. This is from 2019, from Moorhead and Benson, who directed The Endless. My third pick is Synchronic.
Oh.
And this is a time travel movie like you've never seen before. And I'm going to put this in the strange category because basically Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan, they play ambulance or EMTs who keep going on these really strange calls. Like person being bitten by a poisonous snake that's been extinct for 1,500 years. Or person impaled with a sword that you've never seen before. Things like that. And it's attributed to this drug. And this drug, when you take it, it sends you back in time.
Ah.
I've never heard of that.
And
That sounds-
if you die back there, then however you died is how you show up back in this realm. It's really strange. It's crazy. It's wherever you're at when you take the drug, it wormholes you into some other place. But it's that location at that particular time. So you could be, no matter where you're at, you can end up in a different time. It's not sending you back the same amount. You could go back to, where Spanish conquistadors were conquering everything, or you could be like way back to almost dinosaur time. So it's really, really crazy. And in the movie, Jamie Dornan's daughter disappears by taking one of these drugs and hadn't come back yet. So Anthony Mackie goes after her.
Okay.
It's a really good story. It's a slow burn,
Cool.
but it's got some crazy stuff in it. So if you guys get a chance to see it, Synchronic it's awesome.
Yeah, it's been sitting on my
really
shelf
love
for a
The
while.
Endless.
I haven't watched it yet. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim.
I've never
I
heard of
was
that.
saying
That sounds cool.
I really dug The Endless. The Endless may or may not be in my stack, so that's cool one.
Yeah, the Endless, I like that too. Yeah, it actually got eliminated from my stack because my stack was probably at 30. So okay, I can't put the Endless. Dr. Horrible had to go back.
Yeah, Derek, that came out in, what was it, late 2019? So like right at the height of the pandemic. So it just kind of got pushed because it didn't have a movie release or a theater release, I don't think.
Right.
No, it was
I don't even
really
know if it even
ignored.
had yeah. I don't even think it even had a streaming release. I think it was pretty much straight to Blu-ray.
Exactly. It was supposed to be theatrical, but COVID hit like right there, and they killed it, and they just released it on physical media like a few months later. And
I'll keep my eye on it.
Yeah.
There, that is your sell right there, sir, to see the movie then.
Yep.
All right, Tim, round 3. What you got for us?
All right. No, not the Endless. That's honorable mention right here in the stream, but no, not that. Anyways, I don't know how many slashers would really fit into the whole idea of wacky and weird and strange, but I have one that definitely does. It's from 2011. It's called Detention. This is a slasher with time travel, aliens, general
Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
I gave this a rewatch this morning because I wanted to be more fresh on it to talk about it because I haven't seen it in like probably 7-8 years. It is just as freaking weird now as it was then. The only thing I will say is you're either going to watch it and you're going to love how offbeat, crazy weird it is, or you're going to hate it. One of the two. But it's the type of movie where the people are narrating to the screen and there's text going across, and it's just it's weird. Like I said, it involves aliens and time travel towards the end. It is it's insane. It is a bonkers movie. Who's seen this one? Any of you? You did? It's insane, right?
Yeah, it's insane. It is absolutely insane. I'm actually sorry I didn't even think of it. But yeah, because that probably would have made my list too. It's a crazy movie. It's one of those where you're like, did I just drop acid or should I drop acid? It's kind of the
so I definitely recommend this like highly. Like I said, you'll pop it in, you'll either love it or hate it. But I mean, if it clicks with you, you're gonna really enjoy your time with it.
Right. Yeah, I've passed across that one before too, and I don't think I've ever given it a look just because the cover makes it look like a Dollar Tree title. No offense to it, but it's not something I've looked at. So now I know to look at it next time.
Yeah, you would think, it might be generic, and it is far from generic as you could possibly get. And what's funny too is it's directed by he's only done 2 movies from looking at his IMDb. He did Torque, that motorcycle movie from like 2002.
Oh God.
And besides that, he's a music video director.
Yeah.
But he like pokes fun at himself inside the movie too. And it's just it's wild. I mean, honest to God, it might be the weirdest of my choices actually, but I just wanted to talk about it now.
All right. Well,
that's a good pick, Tim.
Thanks.
Derek, can you beat that?
Probably not, but I like this one genuinely, and no matter how many times I ask my wife to watch it, she refuses. So it must be good. Another 80s horror movie, because apparently that's what I have in my pile. All 3 of them so far, without even noticing until now. But yeah, this one was released by Arrow. It is directed by Brian Usna, the producer of The Reanimator, and it is Society, which I mean, it's kind of. It's not. I was just saying, it's more of a mainstream title, but only if you know what it is, I guess. It's like one of those weird movies. But yeah, it's about the secret underground society of rich people where they literally eat the poor and have shunting parties where they all meld together and become one giant organic sex thing. And it's fantastic. So, Screamin' Mad George did the visual effects for it, and they're like thing quality, like practical effects, without trying to say too much. So if you haven't seen, I don't want to spoil too much because it's very weird, and obviously that's why we're here, like I said. But yeah, good practical effects if you're a practical effects person. If you haven't seen it, this is still available from Arrow, the standard version. I'm sure as soon as you buy it, they'll announce the 4K tomorrow. So go do that.
Of course, that's how things have been working here the last about 6 to 8 months.
Yep.
Yeah, I have not watched that yet, just because I've heard how kind of disgusting it gets. But I guess if it's practical effects level thing,
it's a one of a kind climax, no pun intended, given the situation in the film when it happens. But yeah, I watched it a couple times. I'm like, this is actually a good movie, and it's just the whole thing feels like a fever dream when you're watching it. It's like one of those movies where it's like not quite reality, not even because of your sci-fi aspect. It's just like the whole everything just feels off the entire time, and then you find out why. 80 minutes later. But yeah, if you haven't seen Society, you need to do yourself a favor and watch that one.
All right.
Favor.
Well, for me, yeah.
Favor. After you watch things, go watch Society.
All right. For
And
my
then Bad Taste.
round. Oh, then Bad Taste, yeah.
And then Bad Taste.
And then Crash,
Yeah,
and
in
then
that order.
Tatiana, or whatever the heck that Carl Levin movie is.
Correct.
So,
yeah. Titan.
Yes, Titan. I could never figure out how to pronounce it. So my round 3. Now we've already talked about the directors of this movie from another pick. I guess we didn't talk about them. There was another movie that has already been picked that the directors also directed this movie, and this has got 2 of probably my favorite working actors of today in, and that is from the Daniels, Swiss Army Man. And if you've never seen Swiss Army Man, it's got Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe in it, and Paul Dano is out in the wilderness, and he finds Daniel Radcliffe's corpse, and basically his corpse is a Swiss Army knife, and he farts his way across a river. He can shoot stuff. He can start fires with fire breathing. I think it was fire breathing. He can chop wood with karate chop. I remember that. But the movie is just kind of weird and crazy, everything the corpse does. And then by the end of the movie, you come to a revelation on it, and it's a very good movie. It deals with mental illness in it as well. And who can beat Paul Dano riding across water on the back of Daniel Radcliffe while he farts? It's funny.
You just sold it right there.
Yes. It's.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to.
video.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect going into it. I just picked it up on a whim because I'd never seen it before at my Mega Replay. Plus, it's an A24 title. And I popped it in one night and watched it. I was like, what am I watching? Like, it is just, it's crazy, but it's really, really well done. So if you like Everything Everywhere All at Once, you'll probably definitely like Swiss Army Man, because it's, like I said, same directors, same level of weirdness, but in a different way, if that makes sense. I hope so. Let's see. So we're down to round 3 there. Let's go back to comments and see what we got. Here we go. Nice. I had Sorry to Bother You in my head. I'm going to have to check that out, because that's not what I expected looking at it at all. Shot in Oakland. KB Loves Movies is here. Love Sorry to Bother You, especially the ending. Mike left out one thing about those horses.
Don't say that.
Yeah. My
There's
round
more
3
to
would
go
be
for.
Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avenger was good. I remember watching that all the time when I was younger. Whatever channel used to play it at late night. Was it Up All Night on USA or something like
Up All
that?
Night?
Yeah.
I've been watching them since I was 5.
Let's see. Had a bunch of people
I
walk
feel
out.
really
of the
old
theater
now,
that
Derek.
My round 3 pick is Spree. Picture the movie American Psycho, but it's with an Uber driver and shot found footage style. It stars Steve from Stranger Things. I just
I
picked that up
remember
recently.
seeing that one.
Yeah,
that one
that's
was
pretty good.
crazy.
Yeah.
I want to get it, but my
a,
Dollar Trees never have movies.
Yep, mine either. Tony says he likes Synchronic. I need to watch it. I just never gotten around to it. Yeah, it's really okay. He's talking about Spree. I still need to watch that. Definitely a trippy movie. It's directed very well. Let's see. Mid-level media is probably sobbing he wasn't invited while his wife eats Reese's cups. It's possible. I love
mean,
that in
everyone
his
likes
video.
Reese's.
You're going to make me buy $4 Reese's cups from Best Buy? Not know about that one, Tim. Swiss Army Man is definitely weird. That is why it is in my stack, because it is weird.
It is arguably Daniel Radcliffe's best role.
A corpse.
I think he played the part really well, but
Yeah,
it was
mean,
good. I mean, it was good. It was just, it's weird, but it was really good.
I love Radcliffe's post Harry Potter career. Like I love he made so much on Harry Potter. He's just kind of taken a FU approach to I'm just choosing whatever sounds good to me. So he's done
I
some.
didn't
He's being very smart about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about pulling a Guns Akimbo that he was in. I loved that movie. I thought that was a
so
fantastic
good.
movie.
Yeah.
He was
He
good in
also
The
did,
Lost City as well.
he did
Which one's that?
Horns.
Yeah, he was funny in that.
The Lost
I'm
City.
sorry,
that
Mike, I didn't hear
came
you.
out With, Sandra
Oh, The Lost
Bullock
City.
and yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're just chugging along here. So this should be starting to heat up here. Round 4 and 5. These better be the top of tops, weirdness and strangeness and wackiness. So let's see. Let's go, Mike. What you got for round 4?
All right. So I'm going to be curious to see if anybody thinks this one is weird at all, because I just saw this one for the first time this year. It's a 90s movie, but I just thought it was weird. So it's probably not super weird to most people, especially if you've seen it as a kid. But my first time watching, I did think it was a weird one. So this is Dick Tracy, a Warren Beatty film. I just thought it was really weird watching it, like just the colors and lighting. And then a lot of the characters have like weird distorted faces, like the villain characters, and it's not explained at all. Like, is this an alternate world? Like, why are their faces all weird looking? And the movie kind of gives you like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe, but to me, it was super odd just watching it for the first time. And then like this kid that should be in an orphanage like pairs up with the main detective like as a sidekick, and I'm like, what? Now that kid's gonna be in like dangerous situations? Like, no, what's going on in this movie? So to me, just stand out as being just an odd film. But I guess it's like a family film, but then there's like action and violence in it. So I don't know. It's just a weird mixture of a movie. Did anybody else think this one is weird? Or I mean, it's pretty tamed compared to the other picks, but I thought it was a weird movie.
It's got a visual style, unlike it's got a visual style unlike a lot of movies. I'll just say that it's unique in the way it looks.
I seen it in the theater when it came out.
Yeah. I think I did
seen it
too.
in the theater when it came out, and
I had.
It was definitely weird because you're right. It doesn't really explain anything. You just have to know like all these characters from the 1950s comic or 60s, 50s, 40s, whenever it came out. Yeah. But yeah, even the makeup choices were weird. Madonna in it, that was weird. Mm-hmm. It's a good choice. It is a weird movie.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's a fun movie for sure.
Yeah. Was it Flat Top and then there's a flat top, and there's like a big nose guy, and then
Paul Sorvino's lips. Dustin Hoffman's
mumbling. Has weird names.
Hell's Al Pacino. He got nominated for an Oscar for that movie.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the back, and I'm like, wait, this is getting some best supporting actor, Dick Tracy, 1990. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think Madonna won best song for that movie. Actually.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Best original song, Sooner or Later. Mm-hmm. Always get my...
Sooner or Later. Mm-hmm. Good movie.
All right. Derek, what you got for round 4?
You going to change the camera, or are you going to ask
I'm sorry.
Is that Derek or David? I'm like,
there's too many
We're adding a new person to the live
Derek.
stream.
I don't know. Okay, so so we're going really weird. Yeah, I've got to.
All the talk about horse things and D's.
Going really weird. So I'm going into the thriller genre, and from 2008, Julianne Moore, Mark Ruffalo, Danny Glover, and I'm going to butcher his name, Gael Garcia Bernal. Starred in a movie about an epidemic that raged a city, didn't turn people into zombies, it made people go blind. And that movie is Blindness. This is definitely in the weird category. It's basically all these people went blind all at the same time in this area. They were stuck, they were put in a house and then just kind of left there. Julianne Moore is Mark Ruffalo's wife. She is the only one that has sight. She pretends that she went blind so that she can be with her husband. And it gets like Lord of the Flies crazy inside this house. And there's actually a point where I had to turn away from the from the TV. I couldn't watch it.
Oh wow.
It is a seriously disturbing movie, and then it takes a really weird turn when they escape from the house and go out into the city. And I'm not going to say what happens because that's going to be a huge spoiler. So watch it. It is superbly acted. The performances here are awesome. Everybody pretending to be blind. It is really, really good. Very surprising. It is it's touched in the head for sure when you get into it.
That sounds pretty
I've
cool.
not heard of that one.
It's really good.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie completely.
Yeah, 28 Days Later meets Lord of the Flies is kind of
Okay.
With blind.
With the road.
Yeah. And here come the sex
Porn
bots.
bots.
Yay, I made it.
Woohoo! You made it big.
It would not be a weird, strange party without them. So,
Yes. Now, when you said Lord of the Flies, that reminded me of The Road, which is another weird
Mortensen.
post-apocalyptic, hard to watch movie.
That's a great movie. Yeah, but that's a tough watch.
All right. Let me get this right now. Tim, round 4.
Okay, so when I just got up before a movie, I don't know about you guys, something just like popped into my head, and I wanted to talk about it because after like Synchronic coming up, and there are these straight to Blu-ray, straight to DVD movies that kind of we get so much they kind of get drowned out in the pool of movies. And one of them that I definitely recommend is Save Yourselves. This came out again with a whole bunch of stuff and just kind of got lost in the shuffle. But this is a couple who goes to unplug at a cabin, pretty much rekindle their relationship a little bit and just get away from it all. And during that time is an alien invasion by little fluffy creatures that you don't see any features about them. They're just little puffs, and I think they call them poofs in the movie. But it is this weird movie. These little poof things are crawling all over the place, and it's in a really weird, quirky style. It's not done in a drama type way at all. It's done in more in a comedy way, but it does get graphic, and it's a ton of fun. This falls into a quirky type of category, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So I definitely recommend Save Yourselves. Like I said, I think it kind of got lost in the shuffle of movies. It came out probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I've never seen anyone post about this.
Yeah,
I think we got a lot of that there between like 2019, 20 and 21. We just a bunch of movies just got lost to the wayside that never got the recognition they needed because of COVID and everything going on. Yeah. That's another one I've not heard of. All right, Derek, whoever.
Well, Tim, I gave you 4 rounds to pick this one before me, and you haven't done it, so I'm going to do it. I was lucky enough to see this in theaters back in 2003 at the Uptown Theater in Minneapolis. It stars the coolest person of all time, Bruce Campbell, and Ozzie Davis. It's a story about Elvis Presley and JFK, who was dyed black so they could cover up who he really was in a retirement home, fighting a mummy who sucks the souls out of the residents of the old folks' home out of their assholes. And it's surprisingly...
It's so much fun. Yep.
It's super... Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's like a touching movie, oddly enough. He won Best Actor at a few film festivals because he deserves it. Ozzie Davis is JFK. He's, dyed black and in a wheelchair. I have action figures. How bad could it be? My poster's right there. But yeah, if you haven't seen Bubba Hotep, which how have you not by now? It's almost 20 years old. Do yourself a favor. After watching things in society and bad things, watch Bubba Hotep. But it is genuinely an actually really good movie. But it's just the premise is just the most batshit crazy thing you can imagine. And it's Don Coscarelli, the filmmaker of Phantasm.
Yeah, Don Coscarelli. They had a lot of fun making that. If you listen to Bruce's book or read his book, he had a lot of fun making that movie. It was kind of just a shoestring budget. They put it together, and it was it's fun as hell. I'm glad you picked that. I have another Bruce one in my pile, but it's a way more mainstream one than that. But
Me too.
Yeah, Bubba Hotel's awesome.
Own it. Haven't watched it yet. I'll get on it one day.
Deadly. There was going to be a sequel called Bubba Nosferatu with Paul Giamatti in it, where they fight vampires, but that never got made, sadly. So we're stuck with Bubba Hotel.
All right. I guess I'm going to have to follow that one up. That's a good one. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So
It's fun.
my number 4 pick, I've showed this off before on one of Tim's streams. I showed it off somewhere else before too, but I think everybody needs to watch this because it's just a weird premise. It's funny, and it is completely different than anything I've really seen, per se. I think I just used per se wrong. But Dave Made a Maze.
Oh,
now, I don't know if you can see it. There's puppets. There's a big face. So basically what this is about, Dave is I forget what Dave does, but he don't really have a job. I think he's a writer or a comedian or something. And he lives in an apartment with his girlfriend. His girlfriend goes out shopping one day, and he decides to use all this cardboard and make a maze. And the maze comes alive. His girlfriend comes home, is like, Dave, get out of the maze. And he's like, I literally cannot get out of the maze. I am lost. And then from the picture, it's like an apartment, living room, and it's about a bed-sized box, maze area. So she gets all of his friends together, and they decide to go venture in the maze. And there's labyrinths. There's a man-eating minotaur. They turn into puppets at one time. People die. And it is just crazy. It's filmed really neat. The extra features on here, they actually talk about how they had to acquire all the cardboard to make all the sets and all that. It was really neat. But Dave Made a Maze. It's a weird, wacky movie, and I highly suggest people watch it. I think it's really good.
Cool.
I remember seeing that pop up on Netflix or something, wasn't it? I remember it was on some streaming service, and I was like, oh, this looks weird.
Yeah, I think it is originally an American movie, if I remember correctly, but the only way I've ever found it is on the European Arrow, Arrow UK. So, but yeah, Dave Made a Maze. I highly recommend it. People should watch it. All right, we're getting close. Let's see. Let's go to the chat here. Where are we at? There we go. My pick is Horn starring Daniel Radcliffe. I own it. Still need to watch it. I own a lot of stuff. Still need to watch it. I think we all do. Remember the Fat Boys movies? I was thinking Crush Groove at first, but that wasn't it. I know they say it here in just a second.
Yeah.
That ending is left up to interpretation. Tim, admit you read mine.
Talk about horns.
Yeah. Dick Tracy, one of my favorites. Dick Tracy has Madonna's best performance. Yeah. Let's see. But drama, Heaven and Hell, no one has done before. Oh, talking about horns. Disorderlies. That is the Fat Boys. I've never seen that. I used to love the Fat Boys. I used to have the cassette. See,
this Fat Boys is great.
I'll go with Swamp Thing for round 4. Now, there's Swamp Thing, the TV show. Did they just remake a Swamp Thing movie, or am I thinking of something different?
They have
I think the TV show is new, but
Thing
there's
movie.
2 Swamp Thing movies from like the 80s.
Yeah, was it Wes Craven that did one of them? I know some popular director did one of them.
Yeah. I think he did the first one, and then there was a Return to Swamp Thing. I forget who did that one.
Here we go with Ben Buster with the save. Lips, Mumbles, Big Boy, Itchy, Flat Top, The Blank, Prune Face, and Little Face. Those are some villain names. Villain movies, I agree. Dick Tracy ended up being really good. I thought it was a good movie, but it is very weird. Let's see. Noodles, haven't seen it since. No idea if it holds up. Talking about Disorderlies. I'm sure it probably doesn't hold up that well, the Fat Boys movies. I just remember seeing it on HBO as a kid. I loved it. Blindness spun like Bird Box, or sounds like Bird Box. Okay. My round 4 pick is The Empty Man. The Empty Man has that 90s detective thriller feel to it, but it was released in 2020. It's very atmospheric and high recommend. Okay. The Blu-ray for Blindness looks OOP. That's why you have a DVD.
There's a double feature with proof that is available.
Okay. Heavyweights is a forgotten jewel of the movie. Somebody.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Nobody forgot about it.
I love Heavyweights. Ben Stiller basically took the same character and used it for Dodgeball. So funny. I still need to watch Heavyweights.
Love Dodgeball though.
It's so good.
Dodgeball is an awesome movie. Pick up the log. Yes, hit that like button again. Links are down below for all these fine gentlemen. I watched Dave Made a Maze back in 2018. Great movie. It was on Netflix. Okay, well, at least somebody can back me up. I think this is like the fourth time I've recommended it, and I've never heard anybody go, "Oh yeah, I watched that." Horns is great. Yes, they deal with religion so subtly, and it's a work of art. Really okay. Let's see, Courtney Richmond, better known weird movies, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Love those. They are weird. Early Disney movies, period, are weird.
Yeah.
Fantasia, is that the one with the dancing elephants and the acid scene basically in it?
Mm-hmm. That's my wife.
Swamp Thing.
If you don't know.
Oh, that's your wife?
Mm. She married that. Or I had glasses. I'm a nerd.
Okay. So we're going to finish out round 5, and then we got some honorable mentions from what we got in the stacks here. So banners, round 5. There we go. Mike, what you got for the last round here?
All right, since I'm a big comic book movie fan, I had to end with a comic book movie, and the weirdest one I have that probably everybody knows about and has seen is going to be Howard the Duck. But it is a really weird movie because you have this whole duck universe, and then Howard gets like teleported randomly into a human universe, and he like falls in love with the Leah Thompson character, and so that's really weird. But yeah, it's just like a fast talking duck, smokes cigars, drinks beer, and it's just super weird. And it's a recent one too that I've seen that I never seen before. But yeah, total 80s cheesy fun. But watching it now, I'm like, this is pretty weird. And it's a Marvel movie, especially if you're like, oh, Marvel movie? Okay, what is this going to be about? And it just gets super weird. So yeah, Howard the Duck, very good movie. I'm sure most people have seen. But if you haven't, really good 80s cheesy fun comic booky kind of movie.
I bought the 4K. I still watched it, but
Howard
the Duck
is really nice.
Not nearly as bad as people always made it out to be.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I mean, it does have duck boobs in it too, but
yes,
and in the beginning too, it just hits you with them right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
but the song is great. The Howard the Duck song is fantastic. So
I'll get that 4K when I see it for like $5.
It doesn't look really good in 4K though. It sounds great as well. So
yeah, I got a Zavvi exclusive Blu-ray steelbook or something. I never upgraded when the 4K came out, but I seen that as a kid. I remember renting it, and I think I watched it a few times as a kid. And I don't think I've revisited since I've been an adult. So I guess I need to go back and watch that. All right,
I haven't watched it in years either. But...
The 4K lowdown, David. What you got for round 5?
Okay, guys. Thanks, Ryan, for getting my name right this time.
You're welcome.
5 rounds
and the round right. I'm really happy that happened. Okay, so for my fifth pick, I went really weird, really strange, really wacky, all of the above. This is from 2014, starring Ethan Hawke, where he plays a temporal agent. Goes back in time and he fixes history. Now, the only way to actually become a perfect temporal agent is if you're a paradox yourself. So picture this. Person is born female, transgenders to male, becomes a temporal agent, goes back in time, has sex with himself as a female, has a baby, takes that baby and goes back in time to become the original female. I don't know if everybody followed that. Anyway, my fifth and final pick is Predestination.
I have that Blu-ray.
I've seen that, but I don't remember
it
yet.
It is weird. You almost have to watch it twice in a row to kind of go, okay, what the heck just happened? Did he really just have sex with himself and make a baby? And then the baby was him. as a girl. It's really hard to get your mind around the first couple of times. But basically, he becomes his own paradox so that he can be this temporal agent and go through time, because he can't really affect himself because he is himself and he's his own dad and mom. So it's really weird.
You said Ethan Hawke, and I started thinking, you started describing the plot. I'm like, I don't remember Gattaca being like that, and I totally forgot about Predestination.
Yeah.
What the
Right?
hell?
I've seen it, but I don't remember it at all.
I'm
Apparently,
going to apologize to Ben Muster and Hall & Oates. You're just going to like.
I picked up that Blu-ray for like $2. I'm like, this has Ethan Hawke. I'll definitely get to this at some point.
It's
I don't know
trip.
if you sold me or unsold me. I mean,
I don't know.
that's
It is.
I want to watch it again now.
It's really it's like, okay, what just happened? And yeah, it's a trip. Like I said, I've watched it about 4 or 5 times. I'm still not fully wrapped around what the heck's going on, but I like it. It's weird, it's strange, it's wacky, it's all the above, fits in every category. So Predestination was my final pick.
I can't follow
Very nice.
Yeah.
You're going to, sir.
Glad I know.
What's crazy is my next one is actually probably one of the tamest of mine. But if you think about it, a lot of stuff from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like there wasn't as much strange and wacky back then. So I'm going to have you think in the context of the director, Hitchcock. This movie is more offbeat than any of his stuff. And that is The Trouble with Harry.
Oh, that movie's so good.
This movie is not like any other Hitchcock you've seen. The idea that they run across this dead body and they treat it so cavalier, and how they try to dispose of the body, burying it, digging it back up, burying it again, digging it back up. It is unlike any other Hitchcock. It is so different. I found myself laughing hysterically, which is not something you do typically with a Hitchcock movie. Like I said, it's weird to me. This is uncharted territories for his stuff, and they're just super cavalier with this dead body. It's like, oh, there's just a dead guy there. So, yeah, it might be
Interesting.
Yeah, it's God. It blew me away. I was shocked. Seriously, it's probably the winner from this set, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Hitchcock films by far. I think that is the only dark comedy movie he did, or the only one I can think of. But yeah, it's straight up a dark comedy, but it's really good, really funny.
You think Hitchcock, you think all about like his end of the movie twists, and they're all like building up suspense. Mm-hmm. That is not at all what Trouble with Harry is. But it is brilliant, though. I mean, it is like I said, think in the context of the 1950s, it's weird.
I need to get into Hitchcock. I still haven't. I think I'm going to make that a goal next year.
Yeah, I'm bad about Hitchcock. I've had 15 movies of his, and I think I've watched 4 of them.
All right. Well, what do you got for your number 1 there, Mr. Derek?
Well, my number 1 thing, I just wanted to get out of the way. I really thought someone was going to pick that. Let's make it a game. You guys pick a format, and I'll pick one.
Blu-ray.
I want to see the VHS.
You want VHS, DVD, or you want a VHS? Okay, we'll do that.
Do VHS.
Okay, we're going to go with one of the most awesomely bad movies I've ever seen. From Canon Pictures, so you know it's good. It is America 3000 in this beautiful big box. Yeah, it's one of the billion Mad Max ripoffs from the 80s in a post-apocalyptic war zone where men are basically like cavemen, but women rule everything. So like men don't even know how to speak, and he finds like an alphabet book, and they say really cool slang like hot plastic. My friends and I bought this from like a VHS store, and we loved it so much we bought the poster. So that's at my friend's house. I borrowed it just for the stream because I had to show it off. But yeah, I don't know if you can get this on anything besides VHS, honestly, but it was entertaining as hell. So, like, if you want to watch a stupid Mad Max ripoff from the 80s, this is the best one I would recommend.
I never
a
poster actually.
You had me sold at Canon Films. Yeah. They put out some of the best trash.
Right. Yeah, I have 2 of those in here. Yeah.
All right. I am going to round myself out with a musical. This is from one of my favorite new wave Japanese directors, Takashi Miike. And this movie is about a family, the Kattakuris, and their happiness as they run a bed and breakfast in a rundown area that's hopefully going to get a road built through there. And when people come and stay, they magically die and they bury them. And then they come back to life for one gigantic musical piece at the end of the movie. And they sing in the hills and the mountains. And it is just funny, crazy, and weird. So the happiness of the Kattakuris. So if anybody knows anything about Takashi Miike, he's weird. I was going to pull Zebra Man, but this beat it. I watched it for the first time like 2 weeks ago just for this, but I knew it was weird, and it was a lot weirder than I thought it was. I did not expect there to be a zombie family dancing musical at the end of the movie. It was crazy. The happiness of the Kattakuris.
I love that artwork.
Yes.
This looks like Sound of Music with the font and everything.
Yeah, the alternate art's not. Yeah, there's this little thing on the front. The little thing here is a demon. It starts out with this lady eating soup in a restaurant, and this thing comes out of the soup and eats her face and like chokes her to death, and then runs off. And then at one point they do turn into puppets. It's like that's the second movie in a row I've had where people turn into puppets. Either way, it's a weird, strange movie. That is all I've got to say about it.
I definitely prefer that Sound of Music type cover you got.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so
it is. And that's as soon as it started happening, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, man, this is like Sound of Music, only Takashi Miike. So
he's an odd duck,
that's
for sure.
He is crazy for sure. Okay, let's see. That ended round 5. Those were all great picks. So 25 very good picks.
And don't worry, chat, there's lots of honorable mentions coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dance of the Dead was a great zombie movie. Not boring.
It was.
Not the boring one with Freddy Krueger.
Dance of the Dead was a
great graveyard scene with Dance of the Dead.
Okay. Sweeney Todd. Need I say more? I think anything by Tim Burton's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's Tim Burton.
But I had to recommend it, so it didn't make my list.
I don't think they liked your description of Predestination. I'm going to need to check your math. What did he just say? David just blew my mind.
I've seen that movie and I literally don't remember.
It's weird, yeah.
It sounds like
right, because you're like, what? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. We got Bob's Blu-rays in the house. Sorry I'm late. Hey, everyone. Hopefully everyone's weekend was great. Bob's been doing that great boutique battle. I know he's got one coming up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And then the final one's going to be the next Monday. What a lineup. Everybody saying hi to Bob.
Not including me in that, by the way. Thank you so much, Bob.
Oh, did he not?
I'm out.
Oh, no, he did not.
That is not shaping up as I want, though. I feel like the stuff I care about most is all getting eliminated in the tournament.
I think as soon as he announced it, everybody kind of had a good idea of what the Final Four was going to be after he announced all the choices.
I'm disappointed.
Round 5 would be.
He tried to pair them fairly.
Oh, it's paired very fairly. So Kino is up against Scream Factory, and when I think about it, Scream Factory screws up way more. They don't release as consistently. Kino is just better at that, but Scream Factory has a following, so they're probably going to win that.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one. Anthony's Horror More. My round 5 pick is Anything for Jackson. An older couple kidnap a pregnant woman and then try to put the soul of their dead son into her unborn baby.
Mm-hmm.
We'll keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, it's a good
that
one.
Old chestnut.
I actually don't own it, but yeah, it's a good movie.
All right. So we're about an hour and 25 minutes in. We'll hit these honorable mentions, and I think we'll call it a night. It is Sunday. I don't want to keep you gentlemen up too late And I know too, you guys it's still like what 5 o'clock on the East Coast, West Coast.
I don't work tomorrow.
It's almost 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah, it's almost 9:30 for me.
All right. I figured we can just throw, everybody can just throw one up or whatever, or randomly. We don't have to go person to person or however you want to do it. I mean, I can always just start it off. Donnie Darko. Since I already had Southland Tales, I had to pull Donnie Darko too, because this movie, I don't know anybody that fully understands this movie. I've watched it probably 7 or 8 times, and I still don't fully grasp the whole movie.
It's a trip.
Unless one of you guys do. Anybody else have that?
No, I didn't actually put that in.
Didn't actually get it, yeah.
How many people put Death Becomes Her in their pile? This is this movie is a freaking trip, man. When they're all dead and they're just trying to figure out how to keep surviving, but a hole in her chest. I mean, this is an insane movie. Meryl Streep is great in this. I enjoyed this so much. So yeah, this is a weird ass movie.
I love that scene there too, where they shoot the cannonball through her, and he just kind of looks through the hole.
Yeah,
it's a very dark comedy.
and twists around.
Yes,
it's another good Scream Factory.
Yeah. So for my drama section, and just in the title alone, I picked The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot.
No, I heard about that. I didn't see that.
I watched it. It was more boring than it should be.
Yeah, it's very slow, but just in the title alone was weird. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know it was mentioned in the comments, but Vampire's Kiss again. Super weird movie, especially how it starts out. It's not really well explained, the vampires and all that, and then it just kind of ends abruptly. And this is the most wackiest Nick Cage performance ever, and it's so weird. He's like
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That's right.
So that's what actually
dark comedies. It's great.
That's what I think I love the most about it, though, that it didn't. It left you. Were the vampires real? Is he a vampire? Like, was he just mentally insane? Like, I love the direction it took. I didn't want it to tell me definitively, is there vampires or is he crazy? So I thought I enjoyed it. I didn't even think it was like one of those so bad it's good. I legitimately thought it was a damn solid movie. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was fun for sure.
I rewatched it last week, and I definitely see where American Psycho got its spin from. I didn't think the vampires were real either. I really think it was all a mental thing. I think he was just completely overworked, and it was all a fever dream. But it's left up to interpretation.
It leaves it up to interpretation, which that's actually kind of a complaint of me with a lot of movies. I feel like too many movies spoon feed you more than you really need to know. Sometimes imagination is nice. Yeah. It's nice to fill in the blanks yourself instead of the movie telling you everything, which is why I enjoy the hell out of Black Phone. Black Phone doesn't fill you in on everything.
Yeah.
Black Phone was good.
I like that. So, but I'll also throw up this since this was in the chat. Killing the Sacred Deer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The movie is the acting is so wooden, but it's like that on purpose.
Yeah. To go with your A24, The Lobster.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, a fucking weird movie. But that's why A24 is just
The Lobster was great.
That's all they put out is weird movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they put out Lighthouse, which I'm surprised none of us pulled Lighthouse. This movie is crackpot insane.
Mine all skew older. That's why. My number 2 that I skipped since I got things was Manos, The Hands of Fate, which is the classic worst movie of all time, potentially, where every frame of this movie looks like someone's last known photograph. And then the musical I thought you were going to talk about was Cannibal the Musical. That was in my pile as well. I have Ninja 3, another Canon Films classic, the most 80s movie of all time.
Yes.
And the other VHS, just because it's fun to show them, was Rotor, the quasi-Terminator RoboCop ripoff with this super awesome cover where it's like literally RoboCop with a leather jacket and a helmet on. But then in the real movie, it's just like chubby guy who doesn't do anything. So. This is the other one where my friend has the postcard because we loved it so much. I have like 5 more, but I won't go through that.
Frank.
Oh, yeah,
Has anybody
Frank.
seen Frank with Michael
No, I heard it.
Fassbender and Maggie Gyllenhaal and Domhnall Gleeson? This is another one I think I pulled on your stream, Tim, with fascinating covers.
Yep.
That's a cool
It's
release.
about a
Yeah.
band, a band where the dude wears a giant head and he sings through it, and it's just a weird effing movie. What you got over there, Derek?
You got some.
Or Derek, David, Jesus Christ! Too many D's.
No, just David's fine. We don't have to. So yeah, I've
Don't
still
get
got
into
a bunch.
blasphemy.
So from
Rutger
1992, I've got Split Second with Rutger Hauer and Kim Cattrall. So this is it's set in 2008 London, and everything's flooded. And it's a killer monster movie, and the monster is kind of half demon, half predator. And Rutger Hauer can sense it because he's actually been clawed by it. So it goes through this whole big where it's kind of behaving like a serial killer movie, only it's like a predator-like monster. So it's pretty fun, and it's weird. And then my other Blu-ray is Coma. This is a Russian film where this group of people are all in a comatose state and actually takes them to another universe.
That's an interesting cover.
And I blind bought this from Target, and it's a trip, man. It's really cool because you got elements of the real world coming through. So you see like this plane just kind of hanging there, and you can walk through it and do stuff, but it's all like this frozen world, and there are these monsters that are coming after him to try to kill him, but they're all in a coma in this universe trying to figure out what's going on.
That sounds cool.
And then I couldn't stop.
Teeth. Oh my Lord.
I had to bring in Teeth. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
What this is about. If you don't know,
Look it up.
Look it up because
That's pretty good. I like that one.
It's it's weird. And then my last one I really wanted to talk about is The Caller. And this is kind of an older movie. It's a strange one. Basically, this woman moves into this place and finds this old phone in the basement and gets a call from an old woman who's looking for her husband. The only problem is this call is happening like 20 years in the past. And
Weird.
she thinks the old lady thinks this woman is trying to mess with her. So she finds the woman as a child and starts torturing the child to get the woman to tell her where her husband is. And as stuff is happening to the child, she is getting scars on her body and remembering what's happening. So it's a really weird movie. It's really good thriller. So if you guys get a chance, look this one up.
That sounds cool.
All right, I got about like 5 honorable mentions. So Mulholland Drive, if anybody can explain this movie to me, that would be great because I've seen it twice now. I still don't know if I fully get it. I guess it's more like surreal dream, I guess like satire, dark comedy, Hollywood stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to piece it together, but it just feels like a whole bunch of random scenes kind of thrown together. So yeah, Mulholland Drive, definitely a very weird, surreal kind of movie. Some other recommendations I have is Mandy, another Nicolas Cage movie that's just super bizarre, trippy, wacky movie. I don't love this one either, but visually it looked pretty stunning. So I mean, there's good things too as well. But yeah, if you like horror movies but trippy, weird horror movies, Mandy is an okay choice. For kind of action comedies, I went with Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. That's this one's kind of fun and bizarre because you got Sylvester Stallone, but then you get this golden girl in there, and it's like just weird. His mom, I don't even know how to really explain it, but it's just a weird premise for a movie. Another dark comedy movie, Neighbors, is a really bizarre dark comedy, but pretty funny actually, so that's a good choice as well. And then this movie everybody knows, but Drop Dead Fred is a bizarre movie because you got an adult that then has an imaginary friend show up, Phoebe Cates is great. Can't go wrong with this one, but still bizarre and quirky. So I'd recommend. So those are my honorable mentions.
Definitely weird.
I got 5 more. I'll quickly, just real quick.
Yeah.
Troll 2.
Me too. It's okay.
Me too.
Considered one of the worst movies of all time. This movie is insane.
It's no thing, but it's pretty good.
Beyond the Gates. I freaking love Barbara Crampton. This is about basically a Jumanji-ish, a board game that once you start playing, you're stuck playing it, but it's a horror version. It's weird. Idle Hands. That's a great movie. Very Bad Things. If you're looking for dark comedy, that is weird. It's they're having a bachelor party and they accidentally kill the hooker, and it gets very, very dark and very, very weird. So yeah, that's a good one. And then I had to pull a Bruce, and this is super mainstream, but if you put in the context of the time, this movie is crazy. The amount of shit that's happening on screen, the amount of blood used, and just how offbeat weird it is. I mean, this basically birthed the horror comedy as we know it. This is an insane movie. So that's what I got.
I've got just a couple more left. Throw them up here real quick. A Scanner Darkly, Richard Linklater movie where they rotoscope everybody.
Yeah.
It's got what? Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson in it. Is it Scarlett Johansson too? No, Winona Ryder. I don't know. I was thinking Scarlett Johansson. But basically, a cop is in with a bunch of other druggies, and everybody's drugged out, and it's a weird effing movie. Surprised nobody said Being John Malkovich.
I thought about it.
Inside John Malkovich. This everybody should watch this. This is a strange trip.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal. I know this just recently came out on 4K. 1982 or 1. I forget which one it is, but just a strange animated movie about a green orb that passes through different time passages and kills people, and it's just weird. John Goodman's in it. Or John Candy, I mean, is in it. It's funny.
Either way, it's weird.
Yes. Another weird movie, Synecdoche, New York, with Philip Seymour Hoffman, written by I just lost his name. Charlie Kaufman, yes, thank you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
He directed that one too, yeah.
Yes. Anything Charlie Kaufman does is very weird, but this movie, it's just non-stop about a guy writing a play, and it just keeps going and going and going and going, and it's just a very weird movie. Surprised nobody pulled Team America. It's puppets.
It's another puppet movie. That's all you, Ryan. You got the puppets.
Okay, you're right. I like the puppets. I guess I should have purchased
Happy Time Murders. Where's Happy Time Murders?
May I?
Oh God.
I got two more after this.
Great.
God Bless America. You can buy this at Dollar Tree, but basically the dude's dying. He recruits his neighbor's daughter or whatever she is, and they go on a killing spree, and it's hilarious. Very social commentary.
That movie's great.
Tank Girl. Fucking odd movie. Like, this is on par with, I would say, Southland Tales. It's just weird and overacted and crazy. Just weird time. Great comic book movie.
I tried to get that Blu-ray.
I had to throw one wacky martial arts in here. Kung Fu Hustle. Love Kung Fu Hustle, but it's basically mocking of martial arts movies, but it's done really, really well. Stephen Chow is hilarious in this, and it's just a good, strong, wacky movie. Now you can go there.
Dilated.
Garbage Pail Kids.
I almost picked that one, but I hadn't watched it yet, so I didn't pick it. I got Mandy Connection. Tim loves that soundtrack. Phantom of the Paradise from Brian De Palma is a very awesome musical-ist. Brain Damage I had. It's a very phallic monster that basically injects drugs into you, and it's a allegory of drug addiction, but it's a very cool movie.
I have Brain Damage.
I had to put this. had to put Voyage of the Rock Aliens in my pile just because it's a musical space adventure film. And because you mentioned Coen Brothers, I had to do Hudsucker Proxy, which also has Bruce Campbell. So I had two Bruce Campbell movies in my pile. This is a very, very good movie. We saw when it came out, and it has some of the best like art direction you've ever seen in your life. Paul Newman is hilarious in it. And it has a real role for Bruce Campbell. And I actually have 3 I don't own that I just thought of, but I have to mention. I can't believe no one mentioned Freaks. Or Freaked, I'm sorry. Not Freaks. Freaked, directed by Alex Winter from Bill and Ted, which is like one of the most batshit crazy things ever.
Yeah, I didn't see
and
that.
it's super out of print on DVD and Blu-ray, so that's why I don't have it. And I also have a Roller Gator, which is just one of those so bad you have to sit through things to make yourself a stronger human kind of thing. And then while we were talking today, I found Tetsuo, the Japanese horror film. Yes, I couldn't remember the subtitle, but yeah, where a guy like literally turns himself into a machine. It's just one of the most fucked up, gruesome things you've ever seen. But yeah, a very strange, like 75, 80 minutes of self-torture in black and white. That makes no sense.
All right. We're going to wrap it up here in a minute. I'm going to run through the comments real quick. I appreciate you all being here tonight. I appreciate you for showing up and bringing some titles with you. But KB, fun time. Okay, I got to go watch House of the Dragon, a.k.a. Hot D. Well, KB, enjoy that very much. Let's see. Death Becomes Her is amazing. It is. I remember when that came out. I thought it was very enjoyable. Kino? Or no? Who put that out recently?
Screen Factory has a Blu-ray of it.
Yeah, it's
Scream. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Birth with Nicole Kidman is an honorable mention. Never heard of that one. Lobster is a good one. Appreciate y'all mentioning that my stream. Definitely catching up with y'all from the beginning. Well, thank you, Bob. Yeah, any movie by Yorgos Lanthimos can be on here, actually. Yeah. I mean, that's...
The Favorite is also really freaking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most normal movie he's made.
Yeah, the most normal, and it still would have been in the stream.
Who did Dogtooth? Is that him as well? About the family.
No, he did
daughters.
Yeah, that's him, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I bought that and I still haven't watched it yet, but I bought it solely for the fact that it was a Yorgos movie and I've heard it was really good. Manos is good, terrible. I've own Frank, but I haven't watched it. You should watch it. It's actually a really good movie. It's just kind of a weird, wacky movie about some musicians. Tim loves this ambiguous endings.
I definitely do.
Tusk.
I do.
Tusk is another weird movie.
Very weird.
Yeah. As a dad of daughters, Teeth made me smile.
His teeth is pretty good.
Raw, which I think he got the date wrong, 2017. Yeah. I didn't like The Lobster. Yeah, Lobster's not for everybody. Yorgos movies aren't for everybody. Yorgos is a different director. Mandy's another stream where Mandy's mentioned with Tim on the panel. Let's see.
Best movie of the time.
You know, I don't hate that many movies, and Mandy is like one of the few selection of movies I honest God, I will say I hate that movie. I couldn't stand it.
You don't like giant macaroni and cheese chainsaw fights?
Oh.
No, for me it was Prisoners of a Ghostland. If we're talking Nicolas Cage weird movies that have come out recently,
I didn't even watch that. It looked terrible.
I hated that one.
Eight-Legged Freaks. I remember watching that in the movie theater.
Definitely weird.
Eight-Legged Freaks is a blast.
Eight-Legged Freaks is awesome.
Yeah, it's just a fun, stupid, awesome movie. Yeah.
Well, definitely going to watch some wacky and weird movies this week. Thanks, guys. Well, Ben, you are welcome. Hopefully, everybody got some recommendations out of this. Park Chan-wook Stoker. I have not.
I better see people watching Tickled.
I've heard of, yeah.
All right, we're gonna let you guys tell us what your channel is again, what you guys got going on. I think we're gonna call it a night. So first, Mega Mike.
Yeah, Mega Mike the Movie Man here. Definitely stop on by my channel. I have a lot of unique physical media topic and news videos. I try to keep everybody up to date. Also on some good physical media deals for things you can find on Amazon. Also, your unboxings, hauls, collections, all that great physical media content. So definitely stop on by. Also, stop on by everybody else's channel on this live stream because this is an amazing panel. And thank you all once again for having me on here. This was a blast. Really fun.
Thank you for, again, joining us. It's been a fun time, definitely. Derek? That's not Derek. It's David. Jesus Christ.
I thought you did that one on purpose. Hey, thanks, guys. This is David from the 4K Lowdown. And Ryan, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me on. You guys, everybody on this panel has been awesome. You guys subscribe to their channels. Like this, smash that like button. It's been a blast. Again, you can check me out on the 4K Lowdown on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Letterboxd, and TikTok. Also, we're coming up. I talked about some other stuff, but I do another thing called Brews and Reviews, where I drink beer and watch movies. And the more beer I drink, that means the worse the movie is. So it definitely is going to be, it's a fun time. So hopefully you guys can check that out. But you guys like these guys.
I told you.
Oh, this shit's about to get weird.
A little weird. I messed up. Tim, you got an outro? I seen you. You had the intro. You got the outro?
No, I did not write an outro. But I'm just gonna wing it because yay movies. But anyways, Ryan, thank you so much. This was a blast. A lot of stuff I didn't know on here, which is exactly the purpose of a stream like this, is to recommend stuff people don't know. So that is awesome. Like, I fully expect people to be watching Tickled. But anyways, for upcoming stuff, I have a top 5 Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes live stream coming up. I'm still trying to nail down with everyone. It's either going to be this coming Friday or Saturday. I'm going to be making the announcement for probably like Tuesday, Wednesday. But that's going to be cool. And then I also am working on a top 100 movie, my top 100 movies, a series. I'm going to have to break it up into a bunch of videos because one video on my top 100 movies will take way too long. I want to actually talk about why I love them. So I might break it up into like 10 episodes, maybe 10 episodes of 10. And then there'll be typical haul stuff because, I mean, I buy a lot of shit. So, yeah.
As
that
we
you do.
all do. All right. Derek.
There I am. That's before I got my chest hair in. All right. But yeah, hopefully we recommended a lot of good things for you, even though a lot of them might be in some bad taste. But it'll make a better society out of it. So do that. And yeah, ahoy there. I'm Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, along with all these other fantastic fellas on this stream here. Thanks, Ryan, for having me. I'm glad you thought of me because of the weirdness. And if I do another stream with you and Tim, I'll get on my punch card. I'll get a free sub or something. But yeah, I'll be doing. I do my show me what you got videos, which I kind of haven't been doing because I've been trying not to buy movies. But that means I'm buying more crap from Spirit Halloween with my kid, so I'm doing that instead. Maybe I'll do a show me what I spirit video tomorrow. I don't know. I'm doing Anthology Horror August right now. I have an outline written for a Trick or Treat and Halloween 3 episode that I was too lazy to film today. So maybe I'll film at least one of those tomorrow. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe to all us. And watch some weird, shitty, awesome movies that we recommended. So thank you.
Again, I appreciate you all being here. It's been fun. These were definitely 25 good recommendations. I think the chat definitely got some good things out of here. As far as me, Wednesday, I got part 2 of my thrifting trip coming up from when I was in Owensboro. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, I don't do much. I don't know why I'm a YouTuber.
I don't either.
But,
I do. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No, yeah, we can go into that now. So check everybody out. Everybody's, I'm pretty sure, has had a new video out this week. If not, they've been streaming or something. Yeah, it's Sunday, so that, yeah, the week's passed. Days, weeks, I don't know. This has been a weird stream. Either way, we are out of here.
That's the point.
I want to thank everybody for showing up in the chat. Again, links down below to everybody. If you don't follow them or if you haven't subscribed to them, please do hit that like button, all that good stuff. But until we see you again, like I always say, it's Ryan from Movies with Ryan. Have a fantastic night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.